To whom has Christianity been revealed? Who has truly understood the teachings of Christ? It has been revealed to all, yet not all will see. The wise of this world seek wisdom, but the simple in heart receive truth. You have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to little children. Matthew 11:25. Understanding is not found in intellect alone, but in a heart willing to listen. Whoever desires honor must learn humility. True honor is not seized, but given by God. The proud exalt themselves only to be brought low, but the humble are lifted up in due time. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. James 4:10. Whoever wants to be great must become a servant. Greatness is not found in power or prestige, but in lowering oneself to lift others. Jesus, the King of Kings, knelt to wash the feet of his disciples. If he, who is above all, became a servant, how much more should we? The greatest among you will be your servant. Matthew 23:11. Whoever wants to save their life must lose it. What is a life grasped so tightly that it slips away? Those who seek to preserve their own will lose everything, but those who surrender all to Christ will find life everlasting. Whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. Matthew 16:25. To find oneself, one must deny oneself. The world cries, express yourself, discover yourself. Yet Jesus says, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Luke 9:23. The truest self is not found in indulgence, but in surrender. To share in the resurrection, one must bear the cross. The empty tomb is only reached by way of Calvary. To partake in Christ's glory, one must first walk in his suffering. If we suffer with him, we shall also reign with him. 2 Timothy 2:12. Through humility, exaltation is revealed. By lowering oneself, one is lifted up. The world tells us to rise, but Christ calls us to descend. And yet in that descent into humility, into service, into surrender, God lifts us higher than we could ever climb alone. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Matthew 23:12. But in this age, who will help Christianity? Who will seek it? Who will defend the faith when it is mocked? Who will carry the truth when it is rejected? When the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? Luke 18:8. Who will embrace the wisdom that the world calls foolishness? The message of the cross is foolishness to the proud, but to those who believe, it is the power of God. God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. 1 Corinthians 1:27. Who will dare to stand by this wisdom, though the world laughs? Who will trade fleeting riches for eternal treasures? Gold fades, kingdoms crumble, wealth vanishes. Yet Jesus says, store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy. Who will choose eternity over the temporary? Who will walk the narrow path when the broad road is easier? The broad road is well lit, well travelled, filled with comfort. The narrow way is steep, lonely and hard. Small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Who will walk the harder path, knowing where it leads? Who will stand for truth when lies are praised? Lies are dressed in golden robes, celebrated in the streets, while truth is trampled underfoot. Yet Christ is truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Who will stand for him when the world chooses deception? Who will love when hatred reigns? It is easy to love when love is returned, but when hate abounds, love is costly. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew 5:44. Who will dare to love when the world chooses to hate? Who will kneel in prayer when the world rushes by? The world is hurried, restless and loud, yet God speaks in the quiet, in the stillness. Who will kneel in secret, unseen by men, yet heard by God? The call remains, the invitation stands, but the question echoes through the ages. Who will follow Christ?